Hi guys, I'm Priyanka from Gisborne and today we are going to have a word with Rajan Matthews from COI. Welcome sir.
Thank you.
Sir, tell us about the Geo's new offer.
So I think it's certainly good for the consumer. The question is, what is the cascading impact that this will have on the industry? And I think that's where the major concern is the issue of the appropriateness vis a vis the rightness, legally and regulatory wise, of the particular plan. That will have to be adjudicated by TRI. TRI has its criteria to see whether it's in compliance, so they should make that call. However, the larger impact on the industry is that it's going to continue to eat into the revenue stream, and now that means is going to have cascading impacts on the government's revenue. It's going to start having an impact in terms of payments to banks. Banks are getting nervous, investors are getting nervous, as well as the equipment manufacturers and providers of services to the industry. So payments to them are also getting challenged as a result of the stress and strain of the financial condition.
Sir, do you think that it's somehow similar like the summer surprise offer? With a different, you can say with a different name?
That's what many in the industry who are closer to the market level realities have indicated. But again, irrespective of what people may say with regard to whether it's like new wine, old bottles, and all of that type of thing, it's ultimately the responsibility of the tribe because the nuances and the details of the tariff plans are filed with the regulator for the particular purpose that the regulator evaluates, looks at the details, and checks compliance. And then if it's okay, it's okay. If it's not, as in the previous instance, they would say, please stop it.
So, are you in talks with TRI or any operator for regarding the same? Any meeting lined up for the same?
So, no, we as an association keep away from the tariffs of individual operators and how that plays out in the marketplace. We don't get involved in that. We only get involved at the top side industry level association type matters. When matters impact the whole industry, that is when we represent on their behalf.
Do you think that TRI will take some action against them?
They already have asked in the previous example of the April 1 issue, they have asked the Geo team to withdraw the offer. And now, of course, there's a new offer. Some, as I indicated, have indicated that it's very, very similar. So, again, that's a matter for the TRI to make a call. That's why they're there. They have the expertise, they understand the nuances, they have the detail of the filing. They should make the call.
So, what according to you is a promotional offer?
A promotional offer usually is outside of the established tariff norm. So most companies will file their tariffs, and by definition, tariffs have to be prevalent for at least a year. Right? So anything that is outside of the tariff, when you want to do a particular, say, 30-day or a 60-day or 90-day promotional, then that has to meet certain criteria. So length of time, what's included, the class of customers that it applies to, the disclosure elements of this, all of that has to follow a certain norm. So that's usually the difference between a promo type offer and a regular tariff type offer.
So, do you think that Geo is only banking on these offers and all? Because if I'm not wrong, they have started their operations last September, right? And now they are offering free services till July, right? Then in the new offer, Dhan Dhanadan. So, do you think they are banking on these offers only?
So clearly, this is one of the aspects of their go to market strategy because clearly the team has indicated that they want to reach critical mass of 100 million consumers. And then, of course, they have to make sure that that 100 million or now 120 million, many of them continue on a regular basis. So these types of offers are there to ensure that you lock down those folks who have perhaps enjoyed the freebies, and now the question is, will they stay and pay as you go forward? So this is to continue to try and see if you can hold on to them, allow them a bit more leeway in terms of enjoying this freebie. Hopefully that gets them to be long-term subscribers to your services.
So, there might be a chance they're going to announce that happy anniversary offer after September.
Knowing Reliance, and that's exactly what Mr. Ambani has said. Listen, guys, stay stay tuned. If you're part of the club, if you sign up, we're going to give you all kinds of surprises. These have not only surprised consumers, they've also surprised the industry. So we'll have to continue to wait and say. But, these are regular marketing types of situations where, Diwali comes around, you have a Diwali offering, and New Year comes around, So these types of things are regular in the marketplace. That's not the issue. The real issue is the pricing of these promos. Usually they're limited, they're bundled, they last for a limited period of time, they're for a limited class of consumers. The scope and scale of these particular promos that have been rolled out by Reliance Jio, I think that's the principal concern in terms of its impact on the financial health of the industry.
So Jio continuously announcing these offers and all. So do you think that other operators will going to announce more and more offers to cope up with the situation?
In the marketplace, that's usually what happens because nobody wants to lose revenue and nobody wants to lose customers, especially in promos. We are a market where 95% of the people are prepaid and also a good segment has dual SIMs. So what does that mean? You took both SIMs from two companies and you'll flip-flop between who's giving you the best offer, right? So this is an indication that consumers are very savvy and they will continue to take the benefit of perhaps what the lowest price point is in the marketplace. So when one operator gives you a very, very attractive price point, of course, in order to make sure that the revenue stream of the others does not deteriorate, they have to come up with some type of a matching. And that's where the impact is, because it has that downhill impact when one major operator starts doing this.
So we all know that definitely it's gonna impact. It is impacting the sector. Do you think that it will impact consumer side to consumers in the long run?
It is a possibility, Priyanka, because guess what happens? If you starve the industry of the resources that are necessary to plow back into the industry, one of the major areas of reinvestment is in our networks. Because innovation is happening so fast and so rapidly that the investments required, we've moved away from 2G, 3G was kind of yesterday's story, 4G is today's story, 5G is at the cusp of being tomorrow. So where are all of these investments going to come from? You have to make this a reality. Secondly, we have 70% of our population in our rural areas. Stretching out our networks to give these folks the same quality of service that is enjoyed by our urban brothers and sisters is again going to be a major issue. Government has just invested 25 to 30 billion US dollars in the USOF fund just to put fiber, nothing else. Last mile is still part of the responsibility of the operator. So you can see the magnitude of the investment. If you take away the revenue stream, then ultimately the consumer is going to suffer because you'll not make those investments and the new innovative applications and services and experience gets taken away.
So if we'll talk about the whole sector, what are the major problems in the sector right now?
So first of all, immediately, clearly the financial stress on the sector is of paramount importance. I think that is one of the most important things. The second one is our ability to continue to get right away, because we need to put up our cell towers, we need to dig trenches, we need to put in the fiber, we need to get to access the key usage points. So right away has become a critical bottleneck for us. The third area is the ease of doing business, right? So this is another area that we are working with the government to identify the various aspects of ease of doing business. Just to give you a quick example, there are 5 or 6 entities that audit us every year, all right? So saying is, why do you need 5 or 6 audits to determine the same set of parameters? So just a quick example of an instance where ease of doing business will help.
So, sir, my last question is, how you are going to see telecom sector by the end of this year?
This is going to be a tough year, Priyanka, for the telecom industry. For one thing, finances are going to be a challenge. the extreme hyper competition in the marketplace is going to be a challenge. We're going to see increasing consolidation. So the government is going to have to start looking at the parameters around which the consolidation is going to happen. So all kinds of permissions will be required for that. Right away will continue to be a challenge and an issue as we start dealing with the various states. Now, in order to roll out our networks, that's going to be a critical challenge. So these are all things that we will. In addition, we'll have to wait for new leadership at the DOT. The secretary, the permanent secretary, has to be sort of determined. That's going to be something. There's a new chairman at TDSAT, so I'm sure he's going to have to get his feet wet to move that forward. So lots of changes going on in the industry.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
This is time for me to sign off. Thank you so much, guys.